Well, as farmers across the prairies get fully into harvest over the next couple of weeks, much of the attention is going to turn to yields. Host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney, joins us now with the latest insight on the matter. As always, Shaun, thank you very much for your time today. Now, as you talk to farmers and also analysts, what's the sentiment on the crops in Western Canada?
Good to be with you here this morning. I would say the simplest way to put it is kind of average. And there's a lot of variability and range of yield across the different geographies. Yesterday on the Farmer Rapid Fire on Real Ag Radio, I talked to Jim Hale, who's in Lancer, Saskatchewan, which is, plunk right in the middle of the Palliser Triangle. And, Jim has very, very poor crops. But then I talked to a farmer from Elgin, Manitoba, who talked about how, things look really, really good as long as the Mother Nature cooperates. And so, we also had John Dreger from Left Field Commodity Research on the show this week. He estimated, he was just on a crop tour across the three prairie provinces. Like on canola, they're expecting 19.6 million metric tons. That's about a yield of about 41 bushels per acre, which falls in line with what some of the railways like CP Rail have talked about in terms of the amount of crop that will have to be potentially hauled out to the coast. When you talk to farmers, I would say the majority of them, this is anecdotal, a lot of them say, hey, my cereals look pretty good. I'm a little bit concerned about my canola. Now, some of that probably has to do with some of the heat that was experienced during flowering time. So if you want to sum it up, it's probably kind of average.
Shaun, how are early season rains in Manitoba? How are those still impacting the crop potential?
Yeah, this is something that we've been watching really, really closely. And if you remember back in early spring, Manitoba and even northern North Dakota experienced extreme weather events, just way above average. And that pushed back seeding and planting. And when you talk to farmers in Manitoba, they'll say to you, my crop looks really good. It looks excellent. It's about 10 days to 14 days later than normal, which pushes harvest back. The bulk of the harvest on the spring seeded crops is not going to start in Manitoba to probably the first week of September, maybe the second. And so that puts us into lots of concerns about frost. And when you talk to farmers in Manitoba, that's what they are watching. There is a crop to bring in, a very good crop in that province, but the challenge is going to be, will Mother Nature keep those low temps away long enough for the crop to properly mature? That's what people are watching that province very closely.
A lot of folks saying prayers and keeping their fingers crossed for sure. Well, Shaun, as always, thank you very much. Host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney, connecting with us today over the phone. Of course, you can catch him on his show, Real Ag Radio, that airs at 4:30 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday on Rural Radio, 147 Sirius XM. And of course, we'll chat with him here on the Market Day Report again on Monday morning.